If I can go back in time a whole decade and be 18 years old again, what exactly is it that I would do differently? I will tell you one thing. I would save basically every single penny that I would ever make and literally invest it into some company, into some ETF, and I would literally just try to grow my money as quickly and as efficiently as possible. The biggest mistake that I made when I was 18 years old is I started to feel what it felt like to earn my own money and to get my own things, buy my own cars, my clothes, cool gadgets like a new phone or cameras and all these types of things. And so with time, a lot of those expenses just straight up add up and add up and add up. And over time, you don't really feel any of the money that you're making on your income. So if I were 18 years old again and I made $100, I probably would keep all $100. That's exactly what anyone who is out there that's young should be doing, especially if you have the backing of your parents, such as if you still live with them, they pay all your bills, they take care of you. While you're in that household, think of yourself as a kid. Even if you're there until you're 25 years old, you are a child. Yes, the older that we get, we want to become more independent. We make $100 and we're like, all right, mom, I don't need money anymore. I don't need you to buy me any clothes. I don't need you to fill up my gas. I don't need you to give me money for the Metro card. I don't need you to give me money for the food that I want to buy. I don't need anything. I'm independent now. You know what? You raised me. You made me this adult, and like I have to take care of myself now, mom. Like I need to do what I got to do, dad. Like it's all on me now. And so now you're living in a position where you're trying to, make ends meet for yourself. Meanwhile, you're still living with your parents. I made a huge mistake doing that. I would always find myself to be that one guy who was always independent. And while it was a great thing to do that, at the end of the day, imagine I wouldn't have had a monthly car note payment. Imagine I didn't spend basically all my money going out to eat or ordering food to my job. Imagine I just saved my money and ate home food. Imagine if I didn't go out as often. Imagine if I just maybe bought a used car and just drove that around for a few years until it basically died on me. Would have saved thousands, if not tens of thousands probably, of money. And on top of that, knowing the things that I know now, I would literally invest all of that money. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice whatsoever. I always tell everyone, based on your own goals, you should have your own things that you invest in, your own things that you put your money towards. That is all up to you. Do your own due diligence. But if I genuinely was 18 years old again, I would throw my money into an index fund like the S&P 500 or like VTI, which is a massive index fund that tracks the entire United States stock market. I would put my money into maybe some bonds to keep it safe. I would throw my money into precious metals. I would do anything possible to try to preserve my money while at the same time growing it. Because if I was 18 years old doing all these smart financial things, by the time I was 25, which is basically when I got married, I would have maybe over $100,000 saved up. And to think back to that, I mean, some people might say that's a little bit of money, but I'm just really being extremely conservative. I believe that I would have way more, but imagine just $100,000 as a conservative value from 18 years old to 25. So that's a 7-year period where you're working, whether part time or full time, depending on the situation at hand. I was working all the time and I was making pretty decent money. I would make cash, and I just didn't know the real value of my own hard work. And that's what I feel like whenever we spend here and there, left and right, and we don't really consider that we have tomorrow and after tomorrow to look forward to, we aren't devaluing the worth of the actual money. And we're not just like saying, oh, we don't know what the actual money is worth. No, it's not even so simple. It's actually that we don't know what we are worth, because at the end of the day, we are working tirelessly. We're working 10-hour shifts. We're trying our absolute best to make money, to make that $100, to make that $10, $12, $15 an hour. Some people might even be making more. And we're trying our absolute best. We're putting sweat and tears into it. We wake up early in the morning. We work hard hours. Sometimes we miss lunch or we eat lunch late. Sometimes we don't even have time for breakfast. When we get home, we're super tired. We're lazy. We don't even want to do anything. We don't even tend to our own self care. We don't work out. We don't really take care of ourselves. We don't properly diet, all because we're trying to make money. And then what we do with that money is basically nothing. We just throw it away. It's like making money after working super hard and tirelessly, and then taking all that pile of money and just throwing it outside of your window and just saying goodbye. When you spend just on absolutely anything and everything that comes to your mind, it's literally you wasting not the money, it's you wasting your time. Every single time that I am around anyone who is a young person, I try to drill it into their mind. Please save your money. Stop spending. Stop wasting your money. There's going to come a time when you're going to need it and you're going to wish you had it. Don't be like me. Literally, exactly the position that I'm in now is every single time I find a new investment, every single time I make some money somewhere, with investing, whether it's in a precious metals or whatever the case may be, I'm always like, man, imagine I had some more money to put into this. Imagine I did this when I was 18. Imagine I did this when I was 16. Imagine I did this when I was younger. Even just 5 years ago, if I would have had this mindset and this ability to do the things that I'm doing now, 5 years ago, I would have been in a tremendously better position now. And there's no denying that. Yes, you should live your life. You shouldn't just take and not spend any of your money, especially if you genuinely have real bills, like you have to support your family, like you have to take care of the real bills, like the rent or the mortgage and the phone bill and the electricity bill. These are things that you need to survive. It's totally understandable. But even if you got $5 extra, instead of spending it on some extra snack that you like to eat, save it. Don't eat that snack. Don't buy that cup of ice cream. Don't buy the cup of coffee. Just don't buy that one little leisure thing. Sacrifice one little leisure thing and just invest that money. And I guarantee you, when it's time for you to look back at your life or to open up your account, you're going to be like, whoa, I did that. I was able to do that. Being smart financially isn't just being smart about your money. It's you being smart about your time, you being smart about your own self-worth. When we realize that, we start to treat the money that we make just like we treat ourselves. Careful, calculated, and really, really watch where you're putting yourself into. Imagine that you work on your body, you work on your mind, you take care of yourself, and you do all these good things for yourself. And then you find yourself in this place where people are all doing drugs and they don't smell good. They're not well taken care of. They're really not good people. They're toxic people. You're not going to stay in that environment, obviously. You're going to be like, what, like, why? I don't belong here. This is not what my self-worth is. I'm better than this. So you would remove yourself from that. It's the same thing with anything that you do in your life. You have tremendous value, not just to offer the world, but you have tremendous value in yourself, for yourself. So you must unlock that. You must have this ability to look within and say, you know what? I'm worth more than just my short-term pleasure. I have to think about my long-term growth. I have to think about my long-term pleasure. It's very similar to how whenever an elderly person sees me like climbing up the stairs so fast and they're walking really slow or maybe with a cane or a walker, every single time, I kid you not, every single time, basically without fail, the elderly person's just like, I wish I was your age. I miss those days. Savor it while it lasts. They all tell me savor it while it lasts. Guess what? Because when I get older, I'm probably going to be very similar to that. I'm going to be slower. God forbid, will have a cane or a walker. And it's scary to think about that. Like, dude, I'm 28 years old. I'm not going to have a cane. I'm not going to have a walker. What are you, crazy? I'm going to be fit for the rest of my life. It's great to be positive and to, think in a great way, but you got to be realistic sometimes. And realistically speaking, the older you get, the more your body starts to fail you. It's not you. You're not the failure. It's your body getting old. It's your eyes needing that prescription to read. It's your legs needing some assistance to get across the room. It's your hands needing some sort of, area where you can, prop them up so you can kind of stand up on your own or maybe sit down on your own. It's normal and natural because your muscles weaken over time. Things like that happen. The same thing happens financially. So the most important thing is we need to start valuing ourselves. Once we value ourselves, we're going to be able to value our time. Once we value our time, we'll be able to value our money. And that's when all the real growth and the real positivity starts. Because unfortunately, in this world, you can't do anything without money. We have to be realistic. Yes, you can be happy making $40,000, $30,000 a year. You can have a great family. You can have amazing morals, and that's amazing. But guess what? Even if you are making $30,000 or $40,000, you should still save some money if you can. You should still invest some money if you can. Even if it's a dollar, even if it's a penny, do it, because the future you will thank you. Little steps to big change are how you achieve big change. The really rare cases of people that just turn into like an overnight success, those things happen so rarely. We see them so often because those are the things that are really blown up. But the real people in your life, the people that are successful, whether it's in their business, whether it's with their family, those things didn't happen overnight. Those things happen with time because little by little, day by day, they tried to grow, they tried to improve in some place, and they made it. And so you must take examples from the people around you, even if they're not in your close family or friend group. Find someone to latch onto and be like, you know what? I have to be able to attain a mindset that I can grow, I can be better. Don't be in competition with anyone. Just do it for you. The most important person in your life is you, and then everyone else comes afterwards. That's just the natural order of things. If you can't take care of yourself, that means you can't take care of others. So you have to be able to prop yourself up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, start young if you can, and if you didn't start young, it's never too late to start. Always keep that in your mind. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully today was better than yesterday. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.